Have you ever seen a movie that you really loved? The main character goes through a bunch of trials and tribulations, all leading to their imminent victory. In the movie, these things that your favorite character faces, although hard and probably painful, it helped them to grow, didn't it? It shaped them and helped them to conquer their fears. As Napoleon Hill said, strength and growth come only through continuous effort and struggle. You are just like your favorite character. All your life's events, even the little ones that seem insignificant, leave a footprint in your life and in your psyche. Every struggle that's taken place in your life shaped you into who you are right now. Your arguments taught you compromise. Your kitchen trial and error taught you how to cook. You're building yourself into a stronger person with the impact of these struggles. And today, we're looking at some of the most important ones that we'll face in life. Welcome to alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. Number 1. Heartbreak. Has the person you thought you'd be spending the rest of your life with ever just leave you? Have you ever found out your partner was being unfaithful? Heartbreak is by far one of the most painful experiences one can live through. It feels like your world is crumbling and you can't stop the tears from running down your face. But just know this. Those intense feelings of pain, they won't last forever, even if it feels like they will. The most important thing here is to honor your grief. If you allow yourself to feel everything, that's what will help those feelings to dissipate over time. Avoiding the grief process will only lead to repressed emotions, which will end up getting triggered at random moments and sabotaging future relationships. Number 2. Rejection. Have you ever been turned down by a crush? Sent a bunch of stories out to be published and they weren't even looked at? Or perhaps job applications you submitted over and over again never got a reply? Well, in the case of a love interest turning you down, it's important to learn to accept that not everyone is going to return your feelings, and that's okay. It doesn't mean that you aren't a great person, it just means you're not the right fit for them. But somebody else will be. Never forget that. In the case of professional rejection, don't let it bring you down. Maybe you're not right for the position yet, but this rejection can likely give you better insight into what it is you could be learning or doing differently so that in the future, you are the right person for the job. Rejection is nothing to fear. It makes you stronger and more adaptable. Number 3. Financial instability. At some point in life, we all just keep staring at our account balance, hoping a miracle will happen. You may live from paycheck to paycheck now, or have done so at some point in your life. At times you realize you can't afford certain luxuries, so you create a scale of preferences. Poverty breeds despair, anxiety, and even depression at times. Financial instability teaches you to spend your money more wisely. You find yourself making better plans, and in time, you'll work your way back up from the bottom. Your struggle with finances helps you to become stronger in managing your spending. Number 4. Work. Waking up to haul yourself to work during the week can be one of the most stressful things that people do on the daily. And deciding to start your own business, even more stressful. But don't forget that every struggle you face helps you to become a stronger version of yourself. You gain a lot of experience from working. You learn new things, and most importantly, you learn to get along with a lot of different kinds of people. Working helps you to develop your people skills. So while working, remember that you're getting stronger and better every day. Number 5. College. Going to college seems like a really exciting thing until the stressful reality hits you in the face. The first year of a post-secondary program brings an unrivaled amount of pressure for many. The papers, projects, and picky professors who are hard to please. The early morning lectures and long night classes, the list goes on, and before you realize it, you're walking around like a zombie, stressed out and tired. But entering your second year, you'll begin to notice how you've adapted quite a lot since the previous semester. Things aren't as stressful, deadlines aren't as scary, it's all a part of your everyday life now. The way you've adapted proves just how much you've grown stronger, so don't sell yourself short here. Number 6, the loss of a loved one. If you've ever lost a loved one, you know just how fickle life is. It can be very scary for you. The pain is unbearable, and especially if the death is sudden and unexpected, it can really shake you up. You can't help but be down and depressed, but between all of that mess, a thought blooms in your mind. You realize that life really is constantly in flux and nothing lasts forever. When you face a loss, it's important to realize that living in the present is very important, and it may even motivate you to try harder in your relationships. Thinking deeper about life? Yeah, that's a sure sign of getting stronger through the loss you've experienced. Number 7, relationships. Relationships with your family, friends, and romantic partners can also be a struggle. Every day you must make an effort to maintain your bonds, but even then, you sometimes end up arguing with friends and family, and that's a very human thing. We're not all going to get along all the time, but being able to reconnect and make amends after these differences arise is a really big deal and a major sign of growth, because it shows an ability to compromise and leads to a greater understanding of the other person. Every single relationship, both positive and negative, teaches you something about yourself and about others, which 100% makes you a stronger person at the end of the day. Number 8, driving a car or riding a bike. Riding a bicycle when we were little was hard at first, right? You keep falling, and every time you end up with bruises and in some cases even scars. But you remember to stand up and pull yourself up from the dust. A bump that makes you lose so much control at first doesn't seem to bother you as much the second time. You learn when to go slow and when it's safe to go fast. As simple as these acts may seem, they affect you greatly in more ways than you might think. These acts taught you how to adapt, how to get up after your failures, never give up, and most importantly, how to learn from your mistakes. In the long run, this is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself to face the future. Number 9, haunting past. Every single one of us has done things in our past that we are not proud of, and in many cases, those indiscretions can feel like they've come back to haunt you. It weighs heavily on your conscience, it gnaws at you inside, and it may even cause problems in your everyday life and relationships if you don't address these feelings. But this struggle doesn't have to be a lifelong one. It's vital to you to learn to forgive yourself for your past mistakes, learn your lessons, and move on. And if that requires counseling, then we encourage you to take that step so you can live in peace. Number 10, success. Success is no doubt a major struggle, both to achieve and to maintain. In some cases, we work so hard to be successful in our first challenge that when the second one comes around, we get a little bit complacent or maybe even a little lazy. You've already done the thing, why do you have to do another one, right? But don't beat yourself up over this. Success is an exhausting pursuit, and if you're starting to feel tired, instead of pushing yourself constantly like a machine or throwing in the towel, it's time to learn your limits and figure out what you can do sustainably and for how long. Once you learn this, you won't feel the need to be lazy or complacent because you have an achievable pathway to maintain your successful trajectory without burning out. Number 11, moving out. Moving out of your parents' home and into your dormitory in college or your own apartment can definitely be one of the most confusing parts of a young adult's life. You waited for this freedom, you longed for it, but you're also unsure of how life is going to be in a new environment all by yourself. Living alone is harder than most people expect. Of course, you realize that deciding what meal to have is a chore. Washing your clothes and meeting new people can be tiring. You struggle to fit into this new structure, but after a while, you learn to get on your own 2 feet. The freedom gets better. You make some new friends. The quality of your life improves as you adapt, and what you once saw as trouble transforms into a new way of life. Number 12, emptiness and boredom. Boredom is also a struggle you would have to face and conquer in your life. Going around doing nothing, just being unproductive, it can be very tiring, ironically enough. You see other people making better use of their time, and you begin to beat yourself up about it. You've got lots of doubts, but boredom can actually lead you to create a winning routine. You find new ways to utilize your free time. You find a hobby and a new interest you like, and through all of it, you grow stronger. Number 13, unfair treatment. At some point in your life, you'll encounter people who, for some reason or another, think they're better than you and treat you poorly as a result. When this is a new experience, it's common to get really upset and try hard to correct them, prove your worth to them. But as you learn and grow, you'll realize their opinions of you and how you should be treated, they really don't matter at all. They're dead wrong and you know it. So use these experiences to remind yourself that you know your value, and if someone else can't see it, that's a them problem, not a you problem. Number 14, failure. Failure, as painful as it can be, is an intrinsic part of life because it creates very organic opportunities for development and growth. Think about it like this. You have failed thousands of times in your life trying your hand at various things, with thousands more failures to come. But through every single one of them, you learned. Growing up while learning to crawl, walk, and run, you fell a lot of times. While learning to talk, read, and write, you made a lot of mistakes. And through these mistakes, you got better every single time. So next time you fail, think of it as a step towards success. Be patient and incorporate the feedback you get, and you will become stronger. Number 15, a threat to your safety or life. In life, many of us face dangerous and life-threatening situations. Have you ever had a thief break into your house or have to pass through a dangerous location? When such events happen to you, you find out that you grow to be much more cautious and aware. You take security measures. You know when you should be back and what is the safest route to take home. And if that's not learning from your struggle, what else is? From an unfortunate event, you learned and adapted into who you are now. So Alexer, the next time someone asks what shaped you into the person you are today, you can confidently say that on top of all the good things, it was your struggles that taught you the most. Going through various struggles, in turn, opens up a door to our understanding and appreciating life better. The fun lies in conquering each one and getting stronger every time. And Alexer, since you stuck with us this far, of course we've got a bonus for you. Number 16, near-death experiences. Have you ever been hit by a car, had a life-threatening surgery, or perhaps slipped and fell really badly? After such incidents happen, you learn to react more quickly in cases where they could happen again. The most important lesson you learn from this is about how life can change so easily and so rapidly. Tomorrow is simply not promised. You learn to value your life and take far fewer things for granted, and that is a sure sign of growth. Thanks for spending some time with us today, Alexer. We're so glad you did. If you found value in today's video, please give us a like, hit that bell icon to never miss an upload, and hey, don't forget to subscribe.